For the third time since 2017, Sandusky and Lexington will meet to decide who will march on into the round of regionals, while the other, well, they receive a runner-up trophy today. It's live and free district championship boys hoops from Arrows Arena, featuring two of the top three teams in the Ashland district. And it's coming at you anywhere the internet can be found. Next.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer auto store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Hand-dipped with real milk is the only way to make a milkshake. You can't trust machines.
Now how come?
Once I got a machine-made shake from some other place, and it clanked and clunked and spit out a glass into my glass. And do you know what it was made of?
Artificial turf?
What? No, powder.
What?
Powder.
Chowder?
Get half-price milkshakes during happy hour, only at Steak and Shake.
Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the Civista Bank pregame show for the Division II District Championship between Lexington and Sandusky. Alongside the great Effie James, I am Brian Skowronski, and I think we just got a really cool matchup tonight. The Blue Streaks, I mean, they're really true to their name. They get up and down the floor in a blur, and then the lengthy Minutemen, I mean, they can really beat you up on the interior, so it's kind of strength versus strength, and who's going to impose their will better?
Exactly. That's the key, because this game could be played fast or it could be played slow, and that's going to benefit one team or the other. And I think that's going to bring about that's going to put a lot of pressure on these coaches to adjust. Who's going to be able to adjust to how the game is going to be played? A great atmosphere, district championship, great, it's just the air in the arena.
Sure.
But these coaches, which are both they are excellent coaches and excellent coaching staffs. It'll be interesting to see how this game plays out and who's able to adjust to what's going on the floor. It's going to be fun.
Let's dive a little bit deeper into Lexington's season so far. The OCC champions yet again. They kind of stumbled a bit down the stretch, but they had a really tough schedule when you look at some of the competition that they were going head-to-head with. But I think that they've proven in the first two playoff games at least that they can win games that are tight down the stretch. Right. That matters.
And because they have, shot makers and playmakers on their team, And they have had an excellent season. They have been consistent throughout, even the games where they haven't played as well. They have played well enough to win, just didn't make plays down the stretch. So they have had an impressive season. Coach Hamilton and his staff has done an awesome job with this group so far.
Yeah, and that's a perfect segue into Coach Hamilton, the all-time winningest coach in the history of the program, and they've done a lot of winning down there in Minutemen country. So I just really love his positive spirit and attitude always with the kids. He's hard on them, of course, but it just always seems like there's a good knowledge gained benefit every time he yells at someone.
Right. He's the ultimate. You can learn something from this type of guy, and you know, and his players exude that, because when they make mistakes, you don't see them stay down on themselves. They're able to stand up and make the next play, and that's a mark of good coaching and good coaching philosophy.
Well, I don't know how much credit I'm going to give them for this next video clip that we're about to show you, but man, what an ending to their district semifinal, Shelby against Lexington. I'll go ahead and let Brian Harder take over and show you how it all went down.
Who wants to go one-on-one?
Hess from outside, no, and a big rebound down to Caudill with 3 seconds. Depperschmidt in transition, the layup, and Lexington wins! Lexington wins at the buzzer on a layup by Alex Depperschmidt.
Does tournament basketball get any better than moments like that? It looked like Shelby was going to have the chance to win the game, and instead, in the blink of an eye, they're going home. Lexington's moving on, and all of a sudden, Alex Depperschmidt, who had 2 points in the game up to that point, he becomes the star and our MVP.
Unbelievable how that game went. There were so many different parts of the game where either team could have sealed the game.
No question.
And for that play to go out, Shelby holds the ball, maybe a couple more dribbles, and the game's done. And it's those type of plays that are memorable, and Alex Depperschmidt, just a great instinctual job of going just right to the basket. Nobody stopped him. He ended up getting a game-winning layup. And how many people can say that? But just a great job and a great game by both teams that night.
Well, Depperschmidt was the hero. Our player spotlight tonight is a dude who's been getting it done all season long. Their senior center, Brayden. He's really become a reliable guy on both ends of the floor in his senior year, shooting 56% from the field, Effie, and basically averaging a double-double. So at both ends, he's just a quality player that I think you can keep out there in any situation.
Right, and he's a guy, the type of player that you can throw him the basketball inside, and he can get you a bucket. And so many times now in this day and age of positionless basketball, it's hard to find a true center that you can throw it into.
Fair.
And he's got solid enough moves to score. But he is that guy that they can run through, and they can run their offense through him, and that's going to be big for him tonight.
Yeah, he averages pretty healthy number. We'll see what he's able to do in terms of damage in this one. But their opponent tonight, Sandusky, they can win 20 straight games if they are victorious today. Their only loss came to Tiffin Columbian, who's a D1. Really solid season for them. They won the Lake Division 4 of the last 6 years since they joined it in 2017. So this is a program you know really well. They were rivals of you when you were growing up at Mansfield Senior playing there. Just great pedigree, and hey, this is a program that just continues to crank out high-energy, awesome athletic squads.
Well, and that's so much a credit to their head coach, DeMar Moore, who took over last season, I believe, 2 seasons ago. And he has brought back the old-school Sandusky mantra, which is getting up and down the floor and playing what they call street ball, which is fast and furious.
Yeah, DeMar Moore now in his 2nd season, a Sandusky guy that you told me his son, DeMar Moore Jr., plays exactly like him, but he was quite a beast back in his day, too.
Well, I'm DeMar and I are friends, and he knows that I'm still kind of sore at him because he took a district championship for me. It was about this time of year, 1994, where he and Orlando Pace, we played him in the district finals, and they beat us by 3, and he was an outstanding basketball player. And his son, it's amazing how his son's game just mirrors his. His son's a little bit better shooter than DeMar, but he was an outstanding player and is really doing an outstanding job with this group.
Yeah, DeMar's been awesome all season. The best assist campaign in the history of Sandusky high school basketball, so that obviously means a lot. But our player spotlight tonight is going to be Dalen Green, the senior who finished the regular season 3rd in scoring in the Sandusky Bay Conference. He's lightning quick, and he accelerates kind of like a Tesla, man. When he decides to go, Effie, he can really get after it.
No, Dalen Green is what they call a bucket, man. He can score from anywhere. He can drive the ball, and he can pull up from anywhere on the court.
We're going to step aside real quick. Let's honor America and get ready for basketball. No Jason Goings kid on the mic tonight?
Right.
Jeez. Starting to get a little bit accustomed to that. Kid's got a great voice. But all right, Effie, let's break down now what we think is going to decide tonight's game. Let's begin with Sandusky. Give me your key for the Streaks, presented by Civista Bank here. How do they get it done?
Well, they have got to find a way to defensive rebound tonight. It's going to be so key for them. They're already at a size advantage. They have got to be able to battle on the boards and be able to find a way to stop Lexington. If you can get them to miss shots, not get offensive rebound after offensive rebound until they make it. So that is huge for the Streaks tonight. They've got to be able to battle on the defensive board so they can get out in transition.
And I'm going all gas, no brakes. You just got to force Lexington to try at your pace, play at your pace. I know that they're going to be doing that no matter what, but can you make Lexington do it too if they can?
Right.
I bet they're going to see some nice, healthy turnovers start piling up, and we saw what they've been able to do against Mansfield Senior and then a lot of other teams where just quick runs where they'll put up 7-8 points right away, getting after it in transition. That's my key for them tonight. And for Lexington, I'll go first. You just got to emphasize your size. You look all around the perimeter, and they got this 2-6-7 kids on the inside. They're going to have 6'5" out on the wing. You've got a really big size advantage. Can you take full advantage? Because it's not like on Halloween night where you're getting like those little mini candy bars. These are full-size kids out there, right. Effie, so you got to be able to emphasize that.
No, that's going to be big for them tonight. And my key is for them to be able to handle pressure, and what I mean by that is they've got to be able to handle ball pressure for 4 quarters. Now there's teams that are able to handle their pressure for a half, even 3 quarters, but Sandusky is that pressure is going to be sustained for 4 full quarters. Half court and full court, there's going to be pressure on the ball handler and hands around the basketball the entire game. And I think I've seen the couple games they played against Mansfield Senior and a couple other games. A lot of teams have had them down at times, and they just stay who they are, but they can't sustain it throughout the game. So Lexington is going to have to handle pressure, not just early. For 4 full quarters, they're going to have to handle Sandusky's ball pressure and their hand pressure defensively.
Yeah, super exciting brand of basketball as the starting lineups now are being named here inside of Arrows Arena. We'll begin with the Lexington Minutemen, and how about the sensational freshman Brayden Fogle? What a year he's had. He'll be joined by the senior Alex Depperschmidt along with Hudson Moore and Brayden Forup. So a lot of veterans out there, and Elijah Hudson, he can be a little bit of a wild card at times. He puts up a lot of shots when he's hot. Definitely he's a big contributor for them.
Right, and Hudson is going to, he's going to be a key tonight because he's going to have defensive matchups. All these guys are going to have to guard guys that may be considerably quicker and more athletic. But if they can understand how to play defensively, use their size, not only on the offensive end, but the defensive end, and stop them from getting out in transition, that's going to be key. And Elijah Hudson and Hudson Moore are going to be key to that fact.
And now over to the other side for Sandusky, out on the floor for them. We talked a little bit about DeMar Moore, the fantastic senior. Averages almost 8 assists per game, so definitely he's going to be willing and dealing tonight to guys like Dalen Green, Jason Headland, Kobe Brown, the only youngster in the mix for them tonight, and then Chase Garr as well. So everybody that's out on the floor, Effie, you trust to handle the basketball and then get up and down the floor if they get a rebound.
Well, and the interesting thing about this team, all 5 guys are what we call in basketball live, which means all 5 of them have the ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter. They all can drive the ball. So they're all effective offensive weapons. All of them are at or near averaging double digits offensively. So all these guys can score the basketball, and that's what makes them so tough to defend. And they bring in a couple sophomores off the bench that are also really good contributors, and they don't drop at all in the talent discrepancy. So they're a deep team, and they are athletic. They're fun to watch, but Lexington's going to have a lot to say because they've got a tremendous they've got some experience. They've got talent. So it'll be a fun game. Great matchup.
Speaking of talented contributors that always have a lot to say, how about our viewing audience? Definitely drop us some comment bombs throughout the entire duration of the game. I love knowing where you watching from this contest from tonight. Are you sitting on a beach? Seen a lot of people always in Florida rubbing it in. Though we're out here in Ohio, though it's been a mild winter. I'm not complaining. True. It's been nice. But let us know how you're taking in the contest we're at, and then who are you cheering for, as we are just about set for action. Jump ball is up. Forup with the back tap, and here we go. Lexington with the basketball first. District Championship Saturday from Arrows Arena getting its start.
Well, as you can see right away, you're man-to-man.
And a pure jumper from the elbow right there. That's a great sign for Hudson Moore.
Yeah, Hudson Moore, again, just raising right over the top of Dalen Green, who's matched up with him early.
Nice spin inside, left-handed shots off target there for Henlin. And then Forup, as we expect him to do, he's going to be huge inside.
Well, it's one shot and done for the Blue Streaks as we see the trap here. And this is their formula. Pressure the basketball, get out in transition.
Here's Damar Moore, no-look pass tip, though. So intercepted by Lexington. Depperschmidt kind of chased out of the lane, or at least he didn't want to go inside. Elijah Hudson will. And keeps it alive, but a shoestring out of bounds, so back over to the Streaks.
And one of the big differences between Sandusky played Mansfield Senior in the semifinal is that Lexington is not going to break the pressure and then try to get up and down. They'll break the pressure and then try to get into their sets, try to slow the game down just a bit.
Things kind of open up there, but it won't fall on the great drive for Green. But diving on the floor, keeping the possession alive. From the foul line, too strong. Forup with his third rebound already.
And there's that ball pressure from Sandusky. You've got to handle the basketball at all times. Nice move.
Pretty footwork for the big fella.
Yes, sir.
Forup just right around the defender.
And Brayden Forup out in transition and getting layups. And you're with the size, they're going to be able to get layups tonight if they can get the ball in the paint. They can shoot layups against this team.
Green pops the trigger on a three. Here's the freshman Fogle with the rebound, sends it ahead, Depperschmidt. Being pestered on the perimeter by Henlin now, closes the gap.
Yeah, and Kobe Brown has drawn the defensive assignment against Fogle. Yeah, there's another turnover.
And it's been Damar Moore both times getting a quick hand in there. Lays it off, transition three, and Sandusky stays cold to start as that's back tapped out of bounds, and Lexington basketball with a 4-0 advantage.
Well, Brian, I've seen 3 games that Sandusky's played this year, and all 3 I've seen, they have started the game slow. They really just haven't shot it well, but once they get a couple shots to go down, it seems like that wakes them up, and on both sides of the ball. So here is going to be key. Can Hudson Moore handle the ball pressure? They usually have him bringing the basketball up the court. There's another turnover.
And here comes Moore away with it around the back. Pass for Green, it's low, but he's still able to find the bottom.
And now they turn up the pressure. They get a bucket, and with every basket, the Blue Streaks turn up their pressure. And it's going to be a strain on the Minutemen ball handlers tonight.
So cross pass it now inside Moore, pull-up jumper. And a loose ball foul against Brayden Forup.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough if he gets into foul trouble.
Yeah, and that's a good shot by Moore. He's wide open. But I tell you, they're going to be better served tonight getting every shot they can in the paint. Because when you miss a jump shot against the Blue Streaks, they are going to get it out and run. And that's how they get that's what starts their game, and that's what gets their defense energized, is making shots.
Here's Gar, who just had the excellent block out, air-mailed this shot right into the hands of Fogle. Now Hudson walking it into the front court, a little push off, no whistle came.
Wow.
Sandusky fans certainly thought they should get one.
Wow.
And now here's Gar picking up the personal foul. So
well, and you know, I'm all about tournament games not being the ticky-tack calls and all that. But, you know, sometimes when you gain a clear advantage, you can't let that happen. But their games are going to be physical. That's just the point.
Depperschmidt lost his footing, somehow got the pass off from his knees. Wow. Excellent play there by the senior. And Fogle with his first deuce.
Wow.
Go right back the other way.
That's a nice drive by Henlon. Left hand, took a bump, but like I said, you didn't call the little bumps in these games. And
Fogle back-to-back buckets now.
Great job by Brayden Fogle getting open against the trap.
And one opportunity, though, so quickly can they match you. And this is a big one right here with Gar heading to the free throw line.
Yeah, no time to breathe. Sandusky with a great head fake. Gar is an excellent shooter, so you got to respect it. He puts the ball on the floor and puts it in. But on the other end, I thought Brayden Fogle done a great job of finding the open spot. And when your teammate is getting trapped, and that's going to be key, if your teammate is getting trapped, you've got to be available. And we're having some issues here with the score, it looks like.
Yeah, the scoreboard has been incorrect the entire game so far. Sandusky fans have finally just decided, hey, we're going to let everybody know. It should be 8-6.
Okay, I think
now,
we'll get there.
Now we've got 11-4. Sandusky fans just get more unhappy with each passing tick.
We'll work on it. Let's just keep typing until we get the right crowd reaction. Just keep going until we get the right crowd reaction.
Getting fewer complaints. Hey,
all right, there we go.
Now some applause. So we've had it right all along.
Right.
And now here's the senior at the free throw line. 6'4". Yeah. Definitely the biggest guy out on the floor for the Streaks.
And Chase Gar might be their best three-point shooter. He has got a nice stroke, and he shoots it with confidence. And here's that pressure. And, and this is what Hudson Moore's going to have to deal with all night long.
But it's another turnover here for Lexington. They've got 4, I think, already.
Right.
And now Brown with the kick out. Moore going to work to the rack, and it swirls home.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like I said, with Sandusky, they turn up their pressure the more they score. They don't take breaks, and this is what the Minutemen are going to have to deal with. But if they can get the ball inside, they have opportunities like that.
And there's that size differential.
Right.
Fogle with the hang time as well. Able to finish. He's 3 for 3 from the field. A great start for him.
Yeah, and this is going to be the type of night where Brayden Fogle could get a lot of easy buckets if they can get through the pressure. If you can get through the pressure in the midcourt area, you're going to get layups on the other end. But a lot of teams say that. That's easier said than done, but Brayden Fogle's done a great job of being available and then attacking the rim once he gets the basketball.
Lefty cannot cap off the three-point play. Here comes Brown, pushing back the other way. Oh, what a spin.
Nice move.
But tapped off of his leg, so Lexington recovers with a swipe. As we'll see a second time here on the Baker's Pizza replay. I mean, that's a heck of a move.
That's a nice move. And Sandusky's going to put pressure on you defensively, make or miss. Whether you make it or miss it, they're going to come. And here comes the pressure again, another turnover.
Oh, but Fogle.
Great hands by Fogle.
Great response. They send ahead in a quick layup. Fresh off the bench, the freshman Joe Cottle. Moore left all alone. Splash.
Yeah, that's money. You don't get a break. Even when you make a fast break point, you don't get a break when you're playing Sandusky. And that was a great job by Brayden Fogle getting that loose ball. But just like that, they come back and put pressure on your defense.
Fogle doubled to the corner, Depperschmidt. Now the pressure comes on him, and he tosses it away. 6 Lexington turnovers. Green.
Yeah, Dalen Green is a bucket. If he's open, it's a bucket. He's an excellent ball handler, and this is how they play. They play in streaks. They'll get up and down the floor, but Lex can't get caught up in this type of game. Exactly. Nice cut.
So a blur back the other way comes Moore. Green, the bucket.
He's a bucket.
Back to back.
And here comes the pressure.
Oh, they get another one, Effie. So Lexington.
Yeah, you get no break.
The pressure bursts in the pipes as they send it ahead, and he's on fire. That man again, Dalen Green. 3 straight hoops.
Well, I tell you, you don't get a break against this team, and even if you score a basket, it's in your nature to kind of relax a little bit when you score. But against this team, you get no breaks. And right now, I'm sure that's what Coach Hamilton is talking about. You cannot relax against this team at no point.
This entire highlight reel,
yeah,
courtesy of Baker's Pizza, is all number 5, getting it done in a variety of different ways. Big shots from the perimeter and transition. That's 3 different finishes in 3 different varieties. That's the full bag.
Dalen Brown, and I've seen this kid a few times. He is absolutely dynamite. Shooting the ball, he's a tremendous athlete. He had a couple dunks in the game. He is a great defender. He's guarding, Lex's primary ball handler here, and, they just play hard. And they have a couple sophomores that are in right now. Azarion Bonner, who played a great game against Mansfield Senior, along with Amir Aaron, both big contributors defensively. They play hard, and you don't get a drop-off in talent.
Here's A.J. Young inserted into the lineup for the first time since the suspension, but it's the freshman putting up 3 fingers for the student section.
Yes, sir. And he is off to a great start tonight, and they're going to need him to be at his very best offensively. And Lexus went to a big 2-3 zone, which is a good idea against this team.
Can't match it at the other end. Nice hang time inside, but it's off target there for Aaron. But the 3rd time's the charm, and guess who?
Yeah, Dalen Green, he is, again, got an offensive rebound that time, and as you can see, the defensive pressure still ratcheted up.
And look at him again with the theft, sending it forward. Lexington cannot handle the Sandusky Traps right now. They've given it up 8 times in 7 minutes.
Well, and the thing is, once you catch the ball, it's so important against Sandusky that you don't just catch it and dribble, because somebody's coming. You're not going to be, even if you look open, you're not going to be wide open. You got to be able to catch the ball, square, and if you're going to dribble, it's got to be a power dribble and going straight up. In traffic, you got to be strong with the basketball. But Lex here in their 2-3 zone, which I think is a good idea because you got to keep the streaks out of the lane, but they've got some capable 3-point shooters, as we've already seen.
More off the screen. Little jump step, kick out. 3 on the way from Aaron. And save back in play, but Elijah Hudson able to collect.
Look at that.
Up and under move. Not there for the streaks, but they're going to get another opportunity here with more feeding inside, but an offensive foul.
And that's a great job by Lex, standing in and taking the charge there. But, again, you can't take a break. You get a rebound and you think that's the time to relax. You don't, because they come in with active hands. But Lexington so far, not a bad job. They're turning it over quite a bit here in the half court, but they've got to be able to handle the pressure like we talked about earlier in the game. And that doesn't mean being fast. Sometimes you got to slow down to handle the pressure just that quickly. Azarion Bonner just goes after the ball. You put the ball out there, they're going to go after it. So you got to be strong with the basketball and be fundamentally sound.
And how many tip passes and just swipes of the ball have we seen from Lexington ball handlers already in the first quarter?
Absolutely. And you've got to be able to handle this basketball. And, nice defense.
That's Hudson with the big swat, looking to go end to end, the fake and leave off. Pretty
nice
stuff
job
there for the junior. That was all him.
Great job by Hudson. You're going to have those opportunities if you can get defensive rebounds.
And now a block by Cottle. A shoe's on the floor, and we get a foul at midcourt with under 5 ticks to go in this first quarter. But man, what a whirlwind of action!
Yeah, and this is how and Sandusky wants you to play this way. They're gonna give up some baskets, and Lex has done a great job when they've had opportunities. But I tell you, it's in their best interest to be able to try to get this game slowed down and take advantage of your advantage, which is your size, because Sandusky's not going to quit. They're going to play the same way no matter what adjustment you make. They're going to play the same way.
Right now, Lexington with basically all guards on the floor.
Right.
Here comes Young trying to knife his way through. He gives it up. Good if it goes at the horn, but it's off the glass, and that's going to take us to a fast-moving, big, wild pace first quarter. 38 total points. Sandusky, they got 21 of them.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer Auto Store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Quick minute break there for everybody to catch their breath because my word was that a lot of action in the first quarter, but I think the big staggering number, even though it's a tight game, 12 turnovers for Lexington, and it didn't feel like they played that bad.
It really didn't. It really didn't. It's just those giveaways, and they mostly turn into buckets for Sandusky. So, everybody knew it was a key, including Coach Hamilton and his staff, but doing it is a total different animal.
It looked like we were going to get a foul here on Green as Fogle hit the deck, but here he is off to the races. Look out, showtime! Lays it in.
Nice job. Brandon Fogle is being really active here in transition, and he could have a big night. Again, they're going to need him to have a big night defensively, and finishing in traffic is going to be big for him tonight.
Fogle has not missed from the field, 0 for 1 from the free throw line, but he's got 9 points to lead the Minutemen right now. And on the other side, Green 11, the tops in the ball game for all scores.
And right now, Lex is doing a different look. They've got a 1-2-2 zone to give it a different look. They throw it inside to Bonner, who misses the layup.
A little leak out cherry pick here.
Yeah.
And back-to-back buckets here to open up the second for Lexington. We're all square.
Yeah, and that's how you can counteract that. You get the ball down, deep outlet, because Sandusky's going to try to get an extra shot, try to steal the ball when you rebound, so they're going to give up. That's a turnover.
So Lexington, the hot team here in the first minute of the second quarter.
You settle into the ball game and you see how you're being played, and you had 12 turnovers, but in the end, now we're square. So now you get a chance to settle in. You know what type of speed the game's going to be played at. Now you've got to be able to match the intensity and execute here, so you can get the ball where you want it.
Here's Gavin Husty sending it forward. Two-handed slamma-jamma for Fogle.
And that is key. That's the key for the Minutemen tonight. Break the pressure, attack the pressure with layups.
So Lex back in front. Sandusky with the tip out, trying to keep it alive. Touched a lot of hands there, but it finishes with this three from the corner. And now Fogle locks it in. Depperschmidt 3-on-2. Shuffle pass. Moore from downtown.
Nice job by Hudson Moore. Squared his shoulders, and you can tell the Minutemen are really settled into this game on both sides of the ball. Nice drive by Henlon.
Just like that. Henlon with a quick response. And Sandusky, you can tell they don't trip over like big runs by the other team because they know theirs is coming.
Right. You score a few buckets in a row, you get the game back. They are going to play consistently their game for 4 quarters. And we talked about in the pregame how it's going to be huge for Lex to be able to play well and handle this pressure for all 4 quarters. They're going to have spots in this game where they play better than others, but they've got to be able to sustain.
Oh, Green lost the handle, thought that he would just tiptoe his way in for an easy deuce. But credit Depperschmidt getting back there and pestering.
Great hustle by Depperschmidt. Getting in and continue to play. You're going to have to play that way all night. And, depth is going to be key. The subs are going to have to come in and have high energy for all 4 quarters. I can't stress that enough in a game like this.
Husty throws it back door. Moore continues to play big for the Minutemen.
Well, Hudson Moore is really, he's settled into this ball game. Hit a couple nice mid-range jump shots. He's got a 3 tonight. He is playing well offensively, and that's what they need. He's going to be he's a big advantage for them with his size and ability.
7 points now for Moore. And Lexington forces another turnover, so that's 8 now for the Blue Streaks.
Right.
And they want a quick TOF.
Yeah, and they've got they're having some trouble with this 1-2-2, and great adjustment. We talked about adjustments, and Coach Hamilton switched from the basic 2-3 zone to a 1-2-2, which makes a big difference in how you approach offensively. It takes away some of those penetrating lanes when you go to a 1-2-2 as opposed to a 2-3. So now Sandusky's having a little bit of trouble getting the ball in the lane, and because of that, got some turnovers. So great adjustment for Coach Hamilton. Let's see what Coach Moore does to try to counteract that.
And definitely Scott Hamilton has gone deeper into his bench than at any point in any game that I've seen this season. They've got the 2 kids back from suspension tonight. Husty's out on the floor. We've already seen A.J. Young, and then we've seen some sophomores. Definitely the freshmen are getting in the mix. But what's interesting to me, Brayden Forup's been out for about 8 straight minutes of action.
Right. Well, and it's you have to weigh the pros and cons. I know he has a great advantage, but this is a game of ball handling. It really comes down to that. As we see here, it's a game of ball handling, and it doesn't matter if he's 8 feet tall. If you can't get the ball to him, it doesn't matter. And I know Coach Hamilton hates that because, sitting right beside Coach Guth there is his biggest advantage.
Sure.
But right now, it doesn't matter if they can't get him the basketball.
Pass off target, but Fogle was right behind him, so it works out. Husty's one of their premier 3-point shooters.
Well, and here's the key. Can they execute their sets here in the half court against Sandusky's pressure? And you just can't. I know you want to run plays, but this is a game where you just got to cut, be open, and attack the rim. And if you're expecting to just sit up and call a play and make a pass, and it's not going to work that way. Sandusky's not going to allow you to do that.
Elijah Hudson will spell out Hudson Moore here.
He has played well. He has really played well here so far.
And it gives him a little bit more height at the top here and some length for the zone.
And so, the Blue Streaks now are cutting through the middle of the zone, and the 3 by Henlon is long, an offensive rebound.
Oh, great new look pass inside Green, though. I think that shot was a little bit impaired.
Yeah. Brayden Fogle, I thought, got a piece of it. And even though he was able to get the ball in the lane, the length of Lexington stopped that from being a layup.
And it looks like the foul's going to go against Elijah Hudson.
Yeah. And after the turnover, I think Elijah reached up and grabbed one of the Blue Streak players, and they called him for it. But this is the game that Lex would rather play. This game where they can set their defense up, and even if you get open in the lane, they've got length inside with Fogle to kind of be a rim protector here.
They've got Young over the scorers table. Senior point guard about to check back in here for Lex. As here's a quick shot from outside, and it finds its mark for Kobe Brown.
Yeah, Kobe Brown again. He's one of those, all 5 guys are live. You have to guard all 5 of them. They can all score, shoot it from the perimeter, and drive the basketball.
The hand game for Sandusky, so elite. Setting up Brown again, not this time. And the freshman Cottle able to secure a board, but he's in a bad spot.
Yeah. Well, and this is key for Lex. When the guy has the basketball, as a teammate, you just can't take off and turn your head and run because you've got to be available against the pressure at all times. And that's one of the things against pressure. You can't just assume your guy's going to be able to just handle. You got to be available. You don't know when the trap's going to be coming. So everybody's got to be ready for the open basket. Nice job.
Yeah, and they send it ahead, and tough shot there for Chance Bass alone, but the 5'9 sophomore able to sneak it through. And Forup now about to get back into the game as Fogle skies for a rebound.
Nice rebound and traffic that time by Fogle.
Turnover number 19 leads to a half dunk there.
Right.
But it still counts 2 points for Mr. Green.
Dalen Green back in the game, immediate impact offensively and with the hands. And, you look down here and you see for Lex, Joe Cottle has been open for 30 seconds.
Yeah, no one saw him.
That's what I mean. It doesn't matter if you're wide open if nobody can see you. Sandusky is willing to give you an open guy to get more pressure on the basketball, because if you can't see him, it doesn't matter if he's open. And just an interesting game. And here, with all this happening, Lex still has a 2-point lead.
Yeah.
19 turnovers in all. They've been able to execute and get those baskets. They've played well defensively. They've limited Sandusky to one shot, which is really the key on the defensive end, because you're going to turn the ball over against the streaks. You are. You have to live with that. But you can't give them second shots down here, and you can't give them open looks, and that's how you stay in the ballgame.
Have you heard of a team in a district championship have 20 first-half turnovers and be on top?
That's got to be some kind of record. No way.
This has been a little unusual the way that it's all gone, but it makes sense watching it, just the style of play that Sandusky is enforcing.
Yeah. And it is a constant pressure, and even when it looks like it's token pressure, they can come up and pop the ball loose on you, so you can't take breaks. But here's where they got to take advantage. You have Brayden Fogle in, or 4-up in right now. He's got to touch the basketball.
Fogle just with a tippy toe over the half-court line when he took off. We'll take a second look on our Baker's Pizza replay. Yeah, just barely.
Yeah, and they tried to get the ball right inside to 4-up there, which is what they should be doing. But again, it is just difficult. You would think, well, just throw it inside. Well, you get in there and throw it inside and see how hard it is to make that pass against some elite-level pressure by the Sandusky Blue Streaks. But through it all, I think the Lexington Minutemen are still playing very well, especially down at this end defensively.
Their acceleration to get to the passes is just unbelievable. The sophomore Brown collects it the third time. This time it's a bucket. 4 picks up the personal, and he's heading to the free throw line for the lead.
Wow. And that time, Kobe Brown was just relentless. He was relentless. He missed a couple shots, back up again, and takes the contact from 4-up and puts it in. And Kobe Brown, what I like about Coach Moore's team is that all of them are confident. There's no one that feels like they can't shoot a 3 when they're open. They play basketball, and that's what makes this group special.
Tipped up still for grabs, and a loose ball foul against the Streaks. It's going to be their 6th, so both teams no more fouls to give. 1-and-1's moving forward.
Yeah, you got to fight for every rebound, and Donovan Klein, 6'5" junior, checks in for Kobe Brown. And here's Sandusky's full court pressure that has just been dynamite tonight.
They get it out of the trap, though. Moore steps into a 3. Not there. Cottle working the glass, and then the second freshman coming to clean it up.
Yeah. Brayden Fogle continues to be active on the offensive glass and in the open court, and has really done a great job keeping them in this ballgame. Wow.
The Banks obviously open here this afternoon in Ashland.
Wow.
As Moore high off the square with that one. Oh, great no-look wraparound. Fogle recollects, and he's still perfect from the field.
Yeah, he's shooting layups. He's got, he's being active, being aggressive.
Not this time for Moore, but the offensive rebounding, it's been pretty stellar for Sandusky. Though they don't get anything out of it here. Fogle, he's got about 3 steals here in this opening half. Young at the other end, too strong with the 3. 2-on-2. And the shovel pass, 1-and-1 situation on the way here for the Streaks.
Yeah, it's a constant game of offensive to defensive transition, and when you take a break, and that's a tough goal against Hudson Moore as you're trying to get back defensively.
Gavin Husty back into the mix. So is Elijah Hudson here for Lexington, who leads by 1. But here's Henlon at the line, a chance to tie things up. Can't do it. And it comes away to Gavin, fresh off the bench. Hudson pops it, drops it.
That's an important shot for Elijah Hudson. That screen on the ball and pop has been a play that they've ran a few times where either they get an open look or they try to throw it inside the 4-up. And that time Hudson got the look, and that's going to be important for him to be able to hit that shot going forward here tonight. And another offensive rebound for the Blue Streaks.
Had a lot of extra possessions here in this second quarter. Sets up Green. Now here comes Elijah looking to push the pace. Fast hands.
Wow.
And 2 free throws coming up for Dalen.
Well, and people, when you look at a team like this and you think about foot speed, but they have equally quick hand speed as well. They do a great job mirroring the basketball, and everything you do has got to be fundamentally sound when you're handling the basketball against the Blue Streaks. And I think what Coach Hamilton has to do, and when you're any team that's playing Sandusky has to understand, our team's going to turn it over. You know, you're going to turn it over, but what you can't do is give up second shots. And you got to be able to get the rebound, force them into tough shots, and not give up second shot opportunities, and try your best to get back in transition so you don't give them easy opportunities. And so far, they've done a decent job of that. Of course, it could be better, but they've done a decent job of that so far.
2 for 2 at the free throw line. 5 seconds here for Lexington.
Yeah.
But they're going to set up the Blue Streaks with an opportunity for the final shot. I guess I didn't see it. Nevertheless, 23rd turnover now for the Minutemen.
Wow. That's an astounding number. But, you know, for Coach Hamilton and the Minutemen, that's a stat that you won't even look at halftime. No use even bringing it up. You just got to talk about, you know, trying to do the best you can to handle the basketball, not give up second shots. Oh, boy, that's money.
And it gives Sandusky the lead heading into the halftime locker room. Mr. Green's got 18 in the game, and boy, what a fun tournament atmosphere we have here at Ashland this afternoon. Stay with us. We'll be back with our halftime show that includes stats, analysis, and we'll get you all set for quarter number 3. You're watching live and free boys tournament hoops exclusively on the OH Report. Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skowronski, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer auto store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Hand-dipped with real milk is the only way to make a milkshake. You can't trust machines.
Now how come?
Once I got a machine-made shake from some other place, and it clanked and clunked and spit out a glop into my glass. And do you know what it was made of?
Artificial turf?
What? No, powder.
What?
Powder.
Chowder.
Get half-price milkshakes during happy hour, only at Steak and Shake.
This afternoon's high school basketball district championship game brought to you folks live and free right in the palm of your hand on your TV, smart device, wherever you might be watching, thanks to these amazingly generous sponsors. How about Spitzer Motors of Mansfield, home of the Spitzer Shield, shielding you from the unexpected on all purchases. You can order a new vehicle exactly the way you want it, even if it's not in stock, through Spitzer's. Check out the link down in the description. Baker's Pizza in Bucyrus. They are proud of their service to the community, even more proud to be the place to go after every local game or to watch your favorite team in action. Come join them today for a great meal and a great time with friends and family. Civista Bank, committed to developing generations of lifelong relationships built on trust, expertise, and exceptional service. And also by Mechanics Bank. That's better. We welcome you back to Arrows Arena for the Civista Bank halftime show, and glad that we all had this opportunity to get ourselves together. I can't imagine how these players feel out here, getting up and down the floor in the capacity that they have, but it's been an awesome game so far, Effie. We got a 1-point competition right now with the last 5 points going to Sandusky there, courtesy of Mr. Green at the end, but just overall, it's kind of almost like expected, but at the same time for Lexington, when we'll show you these halftime numbers, man, if they shot it well, they just can't get into their offense very much.
And that is, again, what we knew. And Lexington's done a great job offensively, but they just have had trouble getting into their offense, getting to a place where they can score.
And here are the first half stats presented by Civista Bank. And the numbers for Lexington right now, pretty staggering. 17 of 23 from the floor. Effie, that's 74% as a team, and they're trailing.
Awesome shooting, and they have, and you can tell when they get shots up, they have taken great shots. They've getting, Brayden Fogle, I don't think he didn't miss any field goals that half. Has shot it well, nothing but layups, and that's the key. That they've shot it well this afternoon so far.
Fogle is 7 of 7 right now. 8 of 8, and then 1 of 1 from downtown. So he is still perfect from the floor. You look up and down the Lexington lineup, he's got 17. Hudson Moore's got 7, and then you got like a few guys that have like 5 and a couple of points there. On the other side, Dalen Green's got 18, 8 points for DeMar Moore. Nobody else with more than 5. That is Kobe Brown. So it's been just a couple of guys on each side stepping up and taking the bulk of the scoring load here as we're getting ready for the third quarter to go down. And it's going to be interesting to see how Lexington comes out and tries to attack here in the second half, because we were talking, Effie, about our thoughts, and I was just kind of eavesdropping. You said maybe just don't even try to dribble the basketball. Set guys up at different places on the floor. Utilize your height advantage and just try to move it down with some passes.
Well, like I said, something's got to change here. Sandusky plays this way for 4 quarters, and Lexington's got to ask themselves, they're going to have opportunities in transition, but you got to ask yourself, do I really want to play a transition game against this team, or do I want to try to slow it down and really take advantage of the opportunities? And looking at those stats, the one thing that wouldn't bother me if I'm Coach Hamilton is not the 23 turnovers. It's the 7 offensive rebounds that I've given up in that first half, and that's going to be key for them here in the second.
Meanwhile, Lexington just 2 offensive rebounds as Moore getting harassed on the perimeter, but he's able to find Elijah Hudson, steps into a deep 2. Cash.
And a nice shot again by Elijah Hudson. He's going to have opportunities, and he's knocked some shots down.
Gar into the lane, tried to go around Forup, who's able to clear with a big rebound. Now Fogle almost bounced it between the legs there of Henlin. But a 3-on-1 for Sandusky, and they blew it.
Now that's something you won't see a whole lot of is Sandusky with a turnover in a 3-on-1 situation in transition. And that time, Coach Moore telling Kobe Brown, just go strong with the layup.
Depperschmidt now gets it into the hands of Moore up top. Sees an open lane, he attacks, but it's swiped. Pushing ahead, Henlin with the scoop. That's not there either.
And, 2 missed opportunities for Sandusky, and they are normally excellent finishers, and Henlin just overshot that one, but they're going to retain possession here.
They'll have DeMar Moore to inbound.
Wow. Whoa.
And he's going to get called for the foul on the arm here.
Wow.
Blue Streaks fans calling for something else?
Yeah. Well, it's, again, you talk about advantages, and Sandusky, their advantage is getting their hands on the basketball. So if they feel like they can't go after the basketball, it's going to be tough for them.
Moore in a crowd, a nice dribble to create some space. Zips to the other side. Now here he is reestablishing down on the block. This is where we thought Lexington would have a big advantage.
Absolutely.
And it just has not played out that way.
Both teams, kind of struggling around the rim here in the third quarter, and it's a physical game, and as usual, officials don't call the little bumps and nudges there around the paint here in the tournament, which is good. But both teams got to be able to adjust to that and hit their shots anyway.
Another attack in amongst the trees, but it leads to offensive rebound number 8 for Sandusky. Wow. Nice pass inside, 4 up! Going to the free throw line, but Henlon, he thought he got a big piece of the leather right there.
I'll tell you what, now I think this is a foul, but I tell you, that is close. In the NBA, he hit him on the hand, but in the NBA, that's not a foul. But, at high school, you got to call that. But he got a lot of ball. He might have got a couple fingers, too, though. But
Baden Forbes been essentially a non-factor so far today. He's got 2 points and 4 rebounds now.
Right.
But he cashes in the second, so the lead grows to 2 here for the Minutemen. Moore with the drive down the lane, and the runner, pure.
And, this is where, Sandusky's been great. They make a basket and, turn up the pressure here, and that ball goes right off the hands of Hudson Moore.
And he's been handling a lot here today, Effie, and has been probably their shakiest ball handler.
Right. And Lex goes back to the 2-3 zone, and, Dalen Green misses an open shot, which is what they're going to give up.
That's the kid I think they should start with the basketball in his hands, is Fogle. But after the tip, here's the leak out, and Brown. 2 more points added to his resume.
Yeah, I agree. I think they got to get Brayden Fogle involved in this backcourt action because they just having so much trouble handling the basketball in the backcourt.
No longer perfect from the floor. His first miss in 9 tries. Meanwhile, Moore, a lot of space. Back iron. Couple bodies diving. And now he's going to try it from outside. Amazing how the Blue Streaks are able to get to basically every 50-50 ball. But Fogle skies in to put it home.
Absolutely.
Peanut butter jelly time for Brayden Fogle, but you just ever can't take a break
no breaks.
If you're Lex.
No breaks. And although you get a great leak out and a nice finish for Fogle, again, you've got to be able to sprint back and stop the basketball. And so much pressure for the Sandusky Blue Streaks. They put a lot on you defensively to get back and stop the ball. A lot easier said than done. And Henlon wide open for the 3.
Just crushing it, getting to the offensive boards. Will they come away with some points in the lead? They'll have some free throws, I believe. Actually, they're going to stay on the floor here.
Well, and the interesting thing about Sandusky offensively, when you actually get them to run an offense, they spread you out, and then they test you on your can you stay in front of them. They spread it out and force you to stay in front of their ball handlers, like DeMar Moore, who is just tough to keep. He's tough to keep in front of you. He drives the ball that time and gets some contact.
Green rims it out. Now Forbes will squeeze one. So they're able to end the possession right there. Hudson double team tries a 3 anyways, and it does open this up. Fogle inside, and Lexington finally doing some work. But back the other way. Quick shot for Moore.
Right.
Fogle sends ahead. Here's Chance Bassalone, who just got into the mix. Now Moore chased off the 3-point line. Depperschmidt, great feed.
Yeah, that's nice offense by Lexington. Just couldn't finish, but that is a great look inside. And again, you miss a shot, you're gonna pay the price on the other end. But Lex again playing well. The game is tied. It may not feel that way, but the game is tied. They're playing really playing solid offensively, especially this guy.
The body control, ridiculous. 21 points tops in the game for the Frosh.
Yeah, he is playing a dynamite ball game, and that's why we talked about he's got to get the ball in his hands here. Because when they've been able to get it to him, he's been effective.
I mean, overlook the fact that he's a freshman.
Yeah.
He's probably their most gifted player.
Oh, sure.
I'd just probably like to have him touch it. more.
Right.
That's all.
And, he's doing well, handling the ball in the open court where they're struggling it in the backcourt as Gar airballs and another offensive rebound. They got to be up to double-digit offensive rebounds by now for the Blue Streaks.
Almost double digits in this quarter.
Right.
It's been stunning. Meanwhile, Forup, short corner, bottoms.
And the challenge with this game is Sandusky's going to say, you'll get some open shots, you'll get some open looks, but can you do it for 4 quarters? And that's the challenge that Sandusky's going to give. They'll play this game with you all you want, but can you do it for 4 quarters? And of the 23 games they've played, 22 teams have not been able to do so.
Forup's going to have to earn him at the free throw line again with Henlon putting him there. And it looked like he was thinking two-handed flush the whole way, Effie, but never got to go to Rooterville there.
Jason Henlon, that kid, the sophomore, he gets up in the air, man. That's twice that he's had some questionable calls on what could have been called a clean block on Brayden Forup. But that just goes to show that there's no open shot. You may look open, you may feel open, but there's no open looks here against the Blue Streaks. But again, Lex doing a really solid job here, efficiency-wise. And here they get an offensive rebound.
And they're going to keep possession down at this end. And Brayden Forup, after only logging 4 minutes in the first half, Coach Hamilton's electing to ride with his senior first-team All-District player here in the second.
Yeah, and I like that call. I like that call, getting him in. And miscommunication, easy layup.
Joe Cottle came wide open. He's played well. Another freshman putting up some big minutes here. And how about this? The theft. A.J. Young coast to coast. But the follow off target and now a reach-in foul. So Lexington misses a big opportunity there to extend their lead out to 5.
Now I'm going to say something here. I haven't noticed this in the games that I've seen Sandusky, but I think they look a little winded to me. Dalen Green and DeMar Moore, they're expected to be, Coach Moore expects them to be warriors, and they log a lot of minutes, but they look a little weary right now. And I think that's just how hard they play. But they look a little weary, and Lexington looks strong right here. So that's to their credit.
Minutemen have definitely gone deeper in the bench, but they leave an open shooter. And they've held them to one and done here the last couple of possessions. That's the key for Lex. Didn't think I'd say that coming into tonight's game, but certainly that's been a big Achilles heel for them.
Right, and what Lex has found is if they can get the ball over top of the pressure, and we've seen a lot more deep passes, they can get great opportunities inside, whether it be an open mid-range or a drive to the basket.
They try to get it inside down to Forup. And working hard down there with the pressure and picking up the foul as Chase Gar just had to go around the back.
Yeah, Chase Gar and Forup does an excellent job with his body, forces Gar to pull him back there and get the foul call. But Coach Hamilton has decided, you know what, we're going to go with our guy. We're going to try to get it inside with him. They're doing a good enough job handling the basketball at this point to take advantage, and that's what you can't have. And that's a wide open look.
Cottle's got 6, but he couldn't hit that one in tight. Nice attack by Brown, but too hard off the glass. Fogle, he clears. And the three's on the way. Now Sandusky, they're going to get an easy one here.
Right. Well, and that's the key. For a while, when Sandusky's not making shots, they can't get into their pressure. And if you're missing shots, that keeps them out of transition. So at that time, Lex missed a shot, gave up a transition bucket. Now Sandusky's able to get into their pressure defenses, which that's the difference in the game. Here it is.
Tip there off the pass from A.J. Young. Unselfish play and one opportunity. Green heading to the free throw line.
So, Brian, we went a stretch there of about maybe 2 or 3 minutes where Lex really played well. It looks like, I think I even said Sandusky looked tired, but there you go. In a matter of minutes, they can change things, and I think we got a score discrepancy once again.
Hey, well, what makes you think that?
Right.
Oh, if you could see what we see in front of us, there are 150 Sandusky fans all pointing at the scoreboard, which is incorrect here in the building.
Which has been for the majority of the night. And I think Coach Moore is trying to tell the Sandusky crowd that we'll get it. We'll get it right. They have a faction of fans that are assigned to score to the score here tonight.
A whole section right in front of us. So those were actually the first 2 points here in the second half for Green after he filled it up for 18 in the first.
And he's going to keep coming. And, you know, just like their team, you know, he's going to miss some shots. He's going to make more of them than he misses, but he's going to keep shooting. Their game is going to stay the same. So, and they get energy with made shots. So if you can stop them from scoring, you know, you have a better chance. But that's, again, easier said than done.
Backdoor cut, Fogle.
Oh, boy.
Absorbs the contact and maybe trying to sell it a little bit too much there was Gar, and it leaves an open look.
Nice strong move by Brayden Fogle that time.
Oh! Pops the pinata, and he's called for the foul. Wow.
That's a tough call. I thought that was an excellent block.
Effie, I'll go out on a limb, and I love my officials, but that's an awful call.
They didn't call it on Brayden. They called that on Elijah Moore, who did push on the other end. So that's a good call. And even that's a tight call for Elijah Moore. He got a little bump as Hinland was driving, but that was a clean block for Brayden Fogle.
Zebras, that's all I meant. If that was on number 2, that would have been atrocious. However, now that I've seen the replay a couple times, clearly Elijah Hudson with the foul, and I want back in your good graces. I am sorry. So they cash in Henlon at the free throw line, and somehow they've got the scoreboard wrong again. Who is running this thing here today? They need Jason Going doing every job.
Yeah, this is, you know, I think it's tough. They have here's the thing. They have the Ashland scorekeeper, I would imagine.
Who's
running the score clock, who's getting booed, by the way. But the guy who runs the score for Ashland, and is, you know, it can be difficult when you're used to certain. I don't know. I think I'm trying to make excuses for him. I don't know, but it can't be this hard.
The kids in the white are the home team.
Always, no matter
Nothing
who's playing
changes.
or what day it is, or this is an early game, a Saturday matinee that might change how you feel sometime.
Yeah. Well, they've got it corrected for about the umpteenth time today.
Yeah.
So the fans are back sitting down. Order has been restored here in the Sandusky cheering section. And this shot is up, but too strong that time for Moore, who hasn't really shot it that well here today, but he is defended. Lights out.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And they're going to get Henlon. No, they won't.
Wow.
Elijah Hudson coming with the big eraser.
Great hustle.
And they set up 4. That would have been huge. Now Fogle. He's called for the loose ball foul on the rebounds. Green blocks him out. It didn't look like there was a ton of contact, but we got to go to the other end.
Hustle by Elijah Hudson. That is championship level hustle. Championship level hustle there. Not giving up that easy layup.
And that's the length that the Minutemen can certainly make you pay with.
Exactly.
And right now on the floor, they've got 6'7", 6'7", 6'5". The freshman Joe Cottle, 6'4".
Wow.
And they just checked out Fogle, who's also 6'5".
Well, here's a switch. It looks like the Blue Streaks are gonna hold for the last shot.
What?
Which I think is a good call. You know, right now you've played well. You want to take this thing into the fourth quarter with potentially the lead.
But look at how antsy they're getting.
Yeah, no, they just can't. They can't do it. They cannot do it.
And so they leave still 8 seconds on the clock as Husty is stripped and a foul on the arm. And that's going to be the 5th team foul now on the streak. So they've got one more to give. Lexington's out of those. 6 for the purple and gold.
There's no doubt in my mind that Coach Moore wanted the last shot of the quarter. But as you said, they just can't. It's too hard. They're not used to it. That's not their game. And Aaron saw an opening, and he took it.
From half court.
Wow.
Almost fell. But, hey, we've got 3 quarters in the books, and this is about as much fun as you can have on a Saturday afternoon. Won't you join us for fourth quarter action? That's on the way right after this.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
It is money time. District championship on the line. And, man, what a game we have going for you folks right now. Number 1, Sandusky leads by 1. They got the basketball. Lexington, the 3rd seed, has put up one heck of a fight. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James is joining me. And just for our clock, so that you folks at home know, there's a lot of people standing. We can't get it for you the exact time, but we can show you that. Dalen Green from downtown.
Yeah, Dalen Green. That was a nice, actually a set play by the Blue Streaks that time out of the quarter break to get Dalen Green an open look, and he knocked it down.
Nice find inside. Hudson Moore able to knife it in there, and Forup now has 8.
Yeah, and this is what Lexington would love to be able to do. Get back, set up in their half-court defense, and force Sandusky to score. But Dalen Green, who is a bucket mid-range, if he's open, he can knock it down.
Kid's got 24, tops in the ball game. But they leave, I thought, a wide open shooter and Moore, but he's going to get whistled for the travel.
Well, I think he was so open, he just wasn't used to that. Look how wide open he is. He's not used to being that wide open, and just took an extra hop step.
So it's a 5-0 run here for the Streaks. Starting things off. Make it a 4-0 run.
Well, and Lex is in this 1-2-2 zone, really playing high. They've trapped in the corners a couple times, trying to give Sandusky a different look. And Coach Moore is right now putting Dalen Green right in the middle of that zone as Henlin shoots a 3.
Big board in traffic that time by Hudson. Here's Depperschmidt, who sat a good portion of that 3rd.
Great cut.
Follow-away jumper comes up short. Fogle can't chase it down. Moore on the hop. Crossover sets this up, and it's short again.
That's great defense, transition defense by Lex. They were able to get back and force a jump shot, which is what they really want to do.
Forup, that's his game right down there by the block. Puts him in double figures.
Yeah, if Lex can get back and force Sandusky to shoot jumpers instead of get out in transition and get layups, that's what they would like to do. Even if they make a jump shot or 2 in transition, that's fine. They just don't want to give up transition layups.
Moore versus Moore here on the perimeter.
Right now, this is where Lex is comfortable. They want to stop the ball from going inside, of course, but they've got the pace slowed down just enough here in the 4th quarter.
Off the jump stop, really tough one right there.
Tough shot.
That's the last foul to give there on the Blue Streaks. It's going to come on Amir Aaron.
Yeah, and Aaron being really aggressive on the ball that time and just tried to reach in with his off shoulder. Referee thought it was just a little bit too much contact.
Each side sitting at 6 team fouls, so we'll have 1-and-1s coming up the rest of the way here in the fourth. Nice lob inside, Forup with the catch. Just a really strong play to use his body, collect himself, and he's been going to the free throw line a bunch in the second half.
All right, and that's a great job, great pass inside by Hudson Moore. And Forup, once he gets it in there, if he's able to catch it, there's not much you can do. And he done a great job, went up strong, to the free throw line for 2.
First one lips out there for the senior.
And I think Sandusky is deciding they're going to front the post against Forup, which gave the lob, and that pass had to be perfect, and it was by Hudson Moore.
So knocks down the second, 58-61. As we're getting down to the championship minutes here. 5 to play.
And if you're Lex, you love this pace. You absolutely love the fact that Sandusky is spreading the floor, eating clock. You're setting back in your defense. They're trying to run plays, which you wouldn't think would be a great thing. But for this type of game, you like Sandusky to try to run their plays or run an offense to score rather than getting up and down the floor.
They'll sneak it inside, though, and that's what you're talking about right there, Effie.
Exactly. And it's a great game plan.
Brayden Forup is all alone underneath the hoop, but they just can't get him the basketball.
Yeah, what does it matter?
Aaron leaves it off. Green short-armed it, but a big rebound inside for Henlin to keep the possession alive. As Amir wasn't even close with that one. Fogle now 3-on-2. Bunny hop in the lane. Free throws coming up.
Yeah, and, again, Brayden Fogle has done a great job in the open court tonight, really attacking the glass. He gets the basketball in his hands, and he's a tough guard in that space. And Henlin wasn't in bad position, but Fogle, just with his length and athleticism, just a tough guard in transition.
While he looks like a 15-year-old in the face, nothing about that body suggests that he's in his first year of high school.
Right. And he plays much older, and that's the key. It's one thing to have an older body, but he plays like a veteran, and he's a tough kid, and he has played well tonight. He has carried them, if you ask me, tonight in this game.
Yeah, highly considered to be one of the top prospects in the state of Ohio for his graduating class. So I imagine as the next couple of seasons roll along that we're going to see a lot of big-time offers coming in for that kid. And here's the student section for Lexington. We got a picture from the Purple Haze that they just sent us. Jersey night tonight. Is this from Austin and Levi? So our guys, we'll see if we can pick them out in there. If you look in the front to the left, well, this is better. Just show the live action.
Right.
The two of OH Report's own. Austin Fisher, Levi Davis.
Well, I feel like, with 4 minutes to go here, I feel like this is a place that, Sandusky is hasn't been a whole lot of, with a game down to the wire. They're up 1 here with 4 minutes to go. Lexington has done a great job imposing what they want to do here, at least in this quarter. They've handled the basketball a little better, and, they have decided that we're going to play our zone, and even if they get the ball inside, they've got rim protectors to challenge shots. So that is a good game plan here, and it's going to come down to can Sandusky make shots that can get them into their defensive pressure, and can Lexington continue to make shots at their end and keep the Blue Streaks off the offensive glass.
Well, this has become commonplace for Lexington in the tournament. Their last 2 games decided by 2 points, the last one in overtime. So they've been able to, so far in the playoffs, make the critical plays down the stretch when it matters most. It's a little bit different dog, though, that they're battling here tonight.
But I tell you, if I'm DeMar Moore, I don't like holding the basketball here, because if the game is a one-possession game, the team with the most length is going to have an advantage in a one-possession game. So, I just play.
And that's exactly what Mr. Green will do right here.
Yeah, because the kids don't, they're out of their element anyway, trying to hold the basketball.
Dalen well over his season average, 26 points for the senior. Phenomenal performance by him. But Fogle, he's pretty much been answering the bell when they've needed a bucket.
Yes, sir.
Can't hit that one on cue, but keeps the possession alive. And now Forup, contested shot, came up short. Nice pass, Henlon.
Nice.
So the lead swells up to 5, 2:40 to play.
Again, you miss a shot, you have got to get back and not give up layups in transition. Forup with a great look inside.
Took his time, recollected, and assessed.
That was key.
So back down to a one-score game. Sandusky with Brown. Got turned away 2 times.
Wow.
And now again, getting into the passing lane. Green lays it off the glass for his 28th point.
How about that?
Back to a 5-point lead, but Hudson Moore with an opportunity to change that. He'll have a 1-and-1.
And that's a good call. Dalen Green with a reach, but it's these games, and when you get down to you're inside of 3 minutes to play, it's so every possession is key. And the last time we saw Brayden Forup catch it, slowed down, made the shot inside, but the minute you turn it over, they get out in transition and get layups, get another turnover, get another layup, and before you know it, you were down 1, now you're down 5. So the game changes quickly.
Oh, big miss by Hudson Moore. Crucial rebound there by Moore on the other side.
Now, it'll be interesting to see here if Coach Moore wants to hold the basketball, if he's just going to let his kids play. Lexington goes to man-to-man. They're going to run someone at Moore, which is going to be tough. But he misses the shot.
So Lexington, numbers formulating forward. Depperschmidt almost stepped into a transition 3. Moore will take one now, and it's in and out.
Yeah.
Foul coming, and it's going to go against the Blue Streaks and Kobe Brown.
Yeah,
So,
and Joe Caudill, that's great offensive position. He done a great job that time getting great position inside. He steps right inside Kobe Brown, and that's a good call. Great positioning that time for the rebound. And right now, it looks like Lex is going to be in their man-to-man, which is going to be tough. And I think last time they ran a trap at DeMar Moore.
this is a big spot right here for the freshman. At least got to get one of these. I see we've got a pretty awesome viewing audience going down. 1,000 of you watching right now on the YouTube.
Nice.
And you're watching Lexington miss 3 straight free throws.
Big shots. And now they're in man-to-man, and I think they're going to try to run and jump here with DeMar Moore, who's an excellent ball handler. Going to foul Henlon.
So Jason coming up with a big spot here, as this will be a 1-and-1 now for the Streaks. And when it becomes a free throw shooting contest with the time where it is, I mean, every single attempt so big, so critical.
Right. And, that stretch a minute or so ago where Lex turned it over 2 straight times, which led to 2 straight run-out layups, that is key right now. Because right now you have Henlon on the free throw line, who is a good shooter, but hasn't shot it well from the line today. Steps in and knock it down. Henlon in the game against Senior High made some big shots down the stretch. I think he was our player of the game Thursday night, but he is for a sophomore, he's a gamer, and these are big free throws.
The 10th grader goes 2 for 2. 80 seconds remaining. Fogle trapped down here in the corner.
Yeah.
And whistled for the traveling violation.
Well, and I think, it's a good call, and, you want the ball in Fogle's hands, but at times he's been effective tonight with the ball cutting toward the basket accepting the pass and driving, but being a ball handler is tough tonight, no matter who you are.
We've got Lexington down for 32 turnovers tonight. Yeah. I guarantee that's 10 more than their worst game of the season,
right.
At least. And they thought they just forced one of their own right there. Bass alone with the rip. And we'll get a second look on the Baker's Pizza replay.
In a regular season OCC conference game, maybe that's a foul. But tonight, that's a tough call. That's a tough call.
Yeah, especially the way they've allowed Sandusky to defend in the full court.
Exactly. That's a tough
There's been a lot of handprints on arms that haven't been called. But that's just how the game
call.
flows sometimes.
Right, exactly.
And so now the difference becoming Effie. Lexington missed 3 free throws in a row.
Absolutely.
Sandusky's cashed in 3 straight.
Absolutely. And again, we talked about how Sandusky, they play the same for 4 quarters. Make or miss. They've had some lulls in this game where they haven't looked very good. But in the end, they stay true to what type of team they are.
Largest lead of the night, and it remains at 9, though Fogle able to chase it down. And that's off the face there, Moore. He re-catches and collects, though. Timeout, Scott Hamilton. And they've got still 2 more in his back pocket that he can use. As the crowd up on their feet here on the Sandusky side as 7-point lead, 55 seconds away from getting back to a regional.
Well, right now it's the Lexington coaching staff is looking at statistics. Who should we foul in this moment? Who's the shooter we want to put on the line? Henlon has stepped up and knocked down free throws. DeMar Moore has showed he can knock down free throws. There's still enough time where you may not foul immediately, but if the right guy gets it in his hands, you want to foul him right now. And that's what they're trying to figure out right now. Who should they foul to try to extend the game? But with the elite level ball handling that Sandusky has, it's not just a given. You're going to run up and foul a guy. These guys, all 5 are live, can handle the basketball, can drive the basketball. So all they're talking about right now for Sandusky is right now you don't want to turn the ball over. You want to be strong with the basketball and knock down your free throws. That's the key.
And not coincidentally, the last 2 times these teams went to regionals, Effie, they had to go through each other. Sandusky winning in 17, Lexington winning the battle in 2018 when they went all the way to the state Final 4. And
wow.
Maybe a little bit of a makeup call from earlier, but it does get the Minutemen the ball back.
Yeah, I think that was a travel because he did jump and came down before the actual contact. It's a tight call, but I think it was the right one.
So this possession, ginormous, of course, for Lex.
Absolutely.
Depperschmidt calling for an on-ball screen as they want to get it down on the block. Turnaround jumper for it. No bueno. A couple tips.
Oh, boy.
And now Green lost his footing. He just slipped. You could tell he wanted to get some big bounce and throw it down with some thunder.
That's tough. You hate to see that, and a kid could get seriously injured, with things like that. Wow.
And I hear some upset fans here. He definitely just slipped. Some moisture.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, wow. Yeah, this is a change of events here. They get to the free throw line with a chance to put points on the board with the clock stop.
There's the perfect storm there for Lexington.
Yeah, right.
But they have not been able to capitalize on their free throws here in crunch time.
Wow. How about that?
So Elijah calls Bank. He's up to 8 and got one more. Chance to make it a 5-point game with 35 seconds remaining. Second one tipped out, collected by Brown. And they're immediately going to foul Green. So I think Scott Hamilton deciding we just rather play the long game, as many seconds as we can keep on the clock, put anybody on the free throw line, just make them earn it.
Yeah, at this point, once you get down inside of a minute, you got to foul whoever has it. And, Dalen Green, who's an excellent shooter.
Now Hudson Moore checks in, a little bit more size, perhaps for some rebounding inside for Lex. If Green can't convert. Does need to hit the first to earn the second. And that's exactly what he'll do.
Mm-hmm.
This kid was our player spotlight for a reason tonight. Dalen Green, 6'2" senior.
Wow.
Has been solid.
30 points. Jeez. Are you kidding me?
Now Fogle lost the handle, gets it back. Depperschmidt tries the three. And Sandusky secures.
Yeah.
Probably the last foul that we're going to see. 8-point difference. Sandusky can grow it even more than that. And fans know it.
Yeah. Just an outstanding effort by both teams tonight. It's just an outstanding effort, and it was touch and go the entire game. This kid at the line has played outstanding. I think we knew that coming in, but he has really, really shined tonight.
Gives him 31 for the contest as Scott Hamilton emptying out his bench. A lot of hugs being handed out here for the Minutemen. Boy, did they battle. They played hard.
They did. And, they have, for Sandusky, this is the way they win. It's not always pretty the entire game. They don't generally blow teams out. They just play who they are for 4 quarters. And most teams cannot sustain. And Lex, as well as they played tonight, just not good enough. And, the Blue Streaks are going to move on here to the regional.
Just 8 seconds away now. And that shot will drop there for Will Perkins. But the Blue Streaks are your district champions for the first time since 2017, as they'll move on 75-67 winners. In the fourth quarter is where they really made all the big difference there, Effie.
Right, and they were able to sustain. And, I can't say it enough about how they were able to maintain their intensity. They continued to turn Lex over for 4 straight quarters. They've done a great job offensive rebounding. That has been their recipe all year. And Lex just played well, just couldn't make the shots down the stretch. Those stretches where they missed some free throws down there at the end, that were big. And they had a stretch in the fourth quarter where they had 2 or 3 straight turnovers that led to layups. That, to me, was key. That was key because up until then they had been playing well in the fourth quarter. And Sandusky just went on a streak where they had 3 straight layups off those turnovers, and they didn't look back after that.
We'll step aside real quick and be back for the trophy presentation and the special net cutting ceremony. That's all on the way after a quick commercial break.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer auto store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Hand-dipped with real milk is the only way to make a milkshake. You can't trust machines.
Now how come?
Once I got a machine-made shake from some other place, and it clanked and clunked and spit out the glop into my glass. And do you know what it was made of?
Artificial turf?
What? No, powder.
What?
Powder.
Chowder.
Get half-price milkshakes during happy hour, only at Steak and Shake.
Nowadays,
we are back with you at Ashland High School for the Civista Bank post-game show, where Lexington right now, the district runner-up, they are receiving their team medals after a phenomenal season for them. Ohio Cardinal Conference champions, the number 3 seed, and a couple gutsy wins to be able to get in this position with that man running the show, Scott Hamilton. I think you got to be pretty impressed with what they were able to accomplish this year, and even here tonight, despite the 33 giveaways, they really fought and battled.
Yeah, just an excellent season, and they represented their school and their conference very well. They fought hard. I mean, they fought hard all the way to the end. Really talented group, talented senior class, led by Brayden and they have nothing to be ashamed of tonight because they laid it on the line here in this district championship game.
But sometimes other teams, other communities, they just have it going on. That was the case tonight for Sandusky, specifically in the fourth quarter. It was tight throughout. I don't think the lead ever stretched out to more than 5 on either side, Effie, and then all of a sudden the Streaks had a mini run. Lexington couldn't hit their free throws, and basically it was a wrap.
Right, and the games that they have won have ultimately came down to that, is the other team just can't sustain, whether it's free throw shooting, whether it's ball handling. Other teams just can't stay with them for 4 quarters, and it'll be interesting to see them at the regional level, because they have through their season they've beaten all types of teams. Bigger teams, they've played athletic teams, fast teams, or big teams. They've played them and beat every style. So, for them, the sky is the limit. It's just about are they going to be able to sustain no matter what level of play they're at. But Coach Moore has done an outstanding job with this group. And like I said, I played against them, and watching them play, it's like playing 5 DeMar Moores on the court. When he played that way, you couldn't handle the ball against him. He was a terror defensively. And his team, takes his identity onto the court.
DeMar Moore Jr. tonight, 12 points. Does most of his best work just initiating the offense, being the facilitator. Almost 8 assists per game heading into tonight. And he definitely did his fair share of getting others involved in this game.
Yeah, and in the end, in the fourth quarter, he was the calming, when Lex was making their run, he was the calming force with the basketball in his hands. he understood when to, put on the gas and when to pull it back a little bit. He was able to penetrate the lane and find guys for open looks, specifically in the fourth quarter, and that's what led him to the win. So, DeMar Moore Jr. just played an outstanding job tonight, an outstanding game tonight, and they're going to be a tough team to beat, no matter what.
There is Coach Moore receiving a huge hug in his medal. And now we've got Adam Thompson actually down on the floor now. Got some cell phone footage live that we can throw it to. So check this out, down with the Sandusky seniors who are about to get their trophy to take back to the hardware case that's already pretty full. All the basketball accolades that they've had there over the years.
Yes, sir.
So a big congratulations to the Blue Streaks. Survive and advance. They've been able to do that. They are regional bound for the first time in 6 years.
Wow.
Now Coach Moore with the trophy in his possession. You can tell he's a pretty beloved figure out there, isn't he?
Well, he's an alum of Sandusky. He was a star player there. He was an assistant coach there for years before he became the head coach. So he's beloved in the community. One of his assistants, Isaion Redding, was also an alum at Sandusky and done an awesome job as a player. So that's why when you see the community turnout for Sandusky, it's reflected on their coaching staff. Those guys are all alums and former players, so their community is connected to this program, and it shows.
Go back down to Adam Cam real quick. It's always cool and an experience that I never got to have. District champions. It just looks like a great time. Biting down on those medals, all your boys with you. You get to take a piece of history with you with trimming down the net, something that you've talked to me on air before that you wish that Coach Collins gave a little bit more respect to for winning those sectionals back in the day, because you couldn't. It's tough to win districts when you got to go up against competition like this.
Well, and I can't blame him. I think, for him it was like, well, do it if you want. But I think we got to a place where we were so accustomed to moving on to districts and regionals. But it's a great tradition, and I think that these kids have the opportunity. I don't know, to go all the way. Looking up and down Division II, there's no team that you can look at that's left that you could say, there's no way Sandusky can beat them. This is a team that, on any given night they have it all. They've got perimeter shooting. They've got obviously great athleticism. The only thing that they're missing is some size, but that didn't matter here tonight. So they are a well-rounded basketball team with a great coach who has got his team motivated, and that is a great formula for success.
So they're going to step over and trim down some nets now and get their little piece of history. And we're going to see if we can't get Dalen Green up here to talk to us after an extraordinary performance tonight. So stick around. We're going to take one more commercial break, and we'll be back with more post-game coverage here at Arrow Arena.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer Auto Store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
So we're back here at Ashland High School. Blue Streaks cutting down the nets. And we'll go to Adam Cam here in a minute. We've got a really unique perspective for you. How about this, Effie?
How about that? Leave it to Adam Thompson.
That's as close as you can get to being one of the players.
Breaking barriers.
So obviously we feel like the Sandusky team has what it takes to move forward and do some real damage in the Division II tournament well beyond the district, Effie, for Lexington. What do you think about this particular squad? There was so much hype around them with the great senior class. Brayden, of course, I think he's going to be a scholarship athlete playing basketball next season. Great collection of seniors plus the freshmen, but they didn't even win a district title. I think that they just had bigger aspirations beyond this. What do you think they'll remember about this squad?
Well, I think for them it'll be just the great size, the great leadership of Brayden Forup, and the way they were able to sustain and they had they brought a winning attitude into every game. And that's something that changes programs. And if you can get that in your program, it doesn't matter the class and all of that. And I think they've done a great job with that, being able to bring a winning attitude into every game that they played, and no matter what the situation was, they felt like they could win. And and I thought that was their identity for this season. They've done an excellent job.
Yeah, they were certainly a real treat to watch all year. Had an awesome time watching them throughout the course of the season. But now it is time to welcome in our player of the game. And we are back now with our player of the game. We have got Dalen Green joining us due to lit it up tonight. Game high, 31 points in a district championship. So I guess we got to start there. I mean, that's almost twice your season average what you put on up per game. But we knew that you could score. You were our player spotlight tonight. But what did it feel like for you out there tonight? Because it felt like you had the full bag of trips. You were finishing in the lane. You had some big jumpers and some threes as well.
Oh, it felt great. I knew I had to do this to get my team the championship, and I just had to step up. And we know it's going to be a hard-fought battle, and I just had to do what I had to do to get the win.
That first half and that first quarter especially, it felt like the pace was at a place where it couldn't have got any faster. For you guys, how comfortable is that? Because it feels like eventually you just kind of suffocate teams, and they can't handle all the quick movements that you guys have, and especially the hands getting in the passing lanes.
Oh, yeah, this is what street ball is, We've been playing like this for like a long time, and we used to playing like this. And this is going to get the teams to like fumble by our paces like this. And this is what street ball is.
Yeah, you forced more than 30 turnovers tonight on Lexington, far and away above their season average. So you definitely got the job done there. Is that the calling card for this team, and what you think can lead you even beyond the regionals is your defensive pressure and how you're able to come out and just kind of overwhelm some offensive teams?
Yeah, our defense is what is key to our offense. We always practice defense in practice, and that's what we rely on is our defense. We don't really care about our offense as much as our defense, and that's what's going to win us the championship at the end of the day.
You guys were SBC champions, 20 straight wins for you now. Expectations coming into the year were what? Is this anything that you could have imagined, or have you maybe even went above and beyond what you thought you could achieve?
Yeah, our end goal is a state championship. So we are still on trail to like our end goal, and this is just only half of it. So we're still on the path to the goal.
All right, so moving on into the regionals, it's got to be such a cool experience for you. You've got an awesome fan base. We're in the mix with you guys. Just how exciting is that to hear the fact that this is the first time in 6 seasons that Sandusky's making this trip?
Yeah, it's very exciting, especially as me as a senior going out like this. So I want a better ending to my senior year, and it's great going like this.
Well, a big congratulations to you, and we always give our players an opportunity. If you want to give a shout-out to anybody, go ahead, look in the camera. As many folks as you want to thank, now's your moment.
I just like to thank my family and my teammates for just doing this and making my senior year as great. And thank you all.
All right, Dalen Green, our Spitzer Motors player of the game. Really appreciate the time, man, and continued success. We can't wait to see you at regionals.
Thank you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Nowadays.
Back here at Ashland, a piece of history for Coach Moore and his squad. Sweet 16 bound, never felt so good. It's been a little while for their program standards, and you can see, obviously, giving you a little King Kong up there on the ladder. They're pretty stoked about this moment right now, Effie.
Yeah, you got to understand it. You know, schools like Sandusky and a lot of schools, most schools, you just don't know when you're going to get the opportunity to get to the regional. So, you know, you have to take advantage and enjoy these moments because you just don't know when you're going to get them again. And again, Coach Moore has done an outstanding job with this group. They have his identity. Even listening to Dalen Green there speak, his identity rubs off. They even know how to speak in interviews about how they play, and because it's system-wide, it's program-wide, and that speaks to what he's established in this program. And I'm telling you, they're going to be a tough out. I really think they're going to be a tough out here in Division II.
Here's the final stats of the night, brought to you by Civista Bank, and that's a ton of field goals. But there was a lot of scoring, of course, here tonight, and a big difference. We've already mentioned it, and it was really clear from watching. It was just the missed free throws at the end of the game by Lexington. While on the other side, you look at Sandusky, they finished 13 of 16, and those turnovers, 33 of them for Lexington.
Wow.
I'm not sure how many got cashed in by the Blue Streaks, but there was a lot.
Yeah, and you know, you can't go around that. You know, as a coach, you cannot, you know, dwell on that during the course of the game. You got to be willing to understand you're going to turn the ball over against a team like this. What you got to try to do is minimize how many buckets they get off of them and cut down on transition. But, you know, like we talked about before, you know, Lex played what I thought was an outstanding game. You know, of the teams they played on their schedule, you know, if they played the same game tonight, they win most of those games. But this team is a special, Sandusky just a special group, and they force you into playing almost a perfect game for 4 quarters, and, you know, not many teams are going to be able to do that.
You always hear the pressure burst pipes, and this certainly happened on a lot of occasions here tonight for Lexington. But as Dalen said, that's just what they do, and they rely on it, and they expect the cookie's going to crumble that way for them after – I mean, they just got so many guys, Effie, that can get after you defensively.
There's no break, and that's what I probably said that a half dozen times during the game. You get no break. Whether you score an open layup, you get a break. You know, we saw a couple times where Brayden Fogle got a couple breakaway dunks, but by the time you land and turn around, the ball is halfway down the court, and now you got to play your best defense to stop them from getting a layup. So you get no breaks against this team, and you know, no matter how well you play, you got to sustain it. And a team that beats Sandusky, if there is a team that's going to beat them this tournament, is going to be a team that's able to sustain high-level execution for 4 quarters. And I just don't know who that would be. And they have some flaws. You know, they're not a perfect team. They have plenty of flaws, and we saw plenty of them tonight. But over the course of 4 quarters is the key for Sandusky and the team that potentially would beat them. They've got to be able to do it for 4, and I just don't know if any teams can.
They will be marching on to the regionals. Lexington wrapping up their campaign at 20-5, and great performance by Brayden Fogle tonight in the loss. He only had a couple of missed shots from the floor. Really an outstanding performance by a freshman. Can't wait to see how he develops over the next few years wearing the purple and gold. And for Dalen Green, a senior in company, they've got a great mix moving on. As we already outlined, we feel like they could be a force to be reckoned with. Could see them in Columbus. All right, Effie, we've been gas bagging here for a long time here in this post game. I'm sure the folks are ready to get to their Saturday evening.
Right.
I'll give you the final word, and then we'll get out of here.
Well, an outstanding game, great fun to watch, nothing like a Saturday matinee. But I just want to end by saying I thought Lexington had an outstanding season. The community can be super proud of what they accomplished this year, a conference co-championship, and just played well all year long. So hats off to Lexington, and good luck to Sandusky Blue Streaks moving on to the region.
That'll do it for our coverage here at Arrows Arena. Got to thank all of our generous sponsors coming together and helping make this game live and free for you folks at home. We cannot do it without the businesses coming together and providing the support that we've had, and it has been plentiful throughout the tournament run. Thank you to Civista Bank, Spitzer Motors of Mansfield, Baker's Pizza in Bucyrus, Mechanics Bank, Charter Next Gen, Steak and Shake, and North Central State College. Also got to thank our awesome crew here at Ashland, Adam Thompson, our producer, net-cutting camera guy, Jory Hollenbeck, our top cam performer tonight. I'm Brian Skowronski for Effie James, and don't forget, we've got one more game coming up tonight, a regional championship on the line for the Lady Buckettes. They're going to tip off in about 13 minutes, so keep it here locked in on the OH Report, your Ohio High School Tournament headquarters.